Welcome back to OpenLine. We are talking about holiday depression, certainly something that affects a lot of people. We have with us two people from Centerstone, Lisa Egabine, Director of Crisis Management, Suicide Prevention, Dr. Karen Ray, Chief Medical Officer at Centerstone. Talk more. Let's talk a little more about what Centerstone does. What are the services offered? Again, there are people out there now that may be hurting, that may be worried about this time of year. What are some things offered at Centerstone?
So Centerstone is one of the largest community mental health organizations in the state of Tennessee. Primarily, we provide outpatient services, so psychotherapy, case management. We provide medication services. We have therapists that see the gamut of ages, so from very young adolescents all the way to the elderly or geriatric populations. We specialize all the way across in our different outpatient clinics. We have quite a few over the course or around Middle Tennessee. In addition to that, I don't know if I mentioned their school-based services. We also have mobile therapists and case managers that will go into the home for those individuals, as Karen had mentioned earlier, that maybe don't necessarily have the transportation that they might need to get to an outpatient clinic.
And how does it, someone, let's say they're reluctant to reach out, they're reluctant to take the step to actually call a place like Centerstone, they don't know what the first thing is that's going to happen. Kind of walk us through what happens. Let's say I recognize someone, a family member who may be depressed, I call Centerstone or I encourage them to. What then happens?
We have both an intake line with specialists that are well-versed in understanding all of the different service lines within Centerstone and can help to make those recommendations. We also have a 24/7 crisis line, also supported by master's level specialists who understand mental health issues and can help to make certain recommendations in terms of what the appropriate level of care might be.
And how long are we talking about? And I know this is, let's generalize here. Is it, you know, they can really benefit from one or two meetings or a phone call, or is it we're really talking about a long, like multi-year type thing, or what are we talking about here?
Well, I think we're really talking about, again, it's to the individual. Mm-hmm. So a mild depression or a family issue might benefit tremendously from one or two meetings. Most of the illnesses like depression are, as Lisa said earlier, treating that as a process. People gradually get better, they get their lives back on track, and sometimes another huge stressor comes along and the depression will flare up. So I try to think of some of the psychiatric illnesses we treat as being more like diabetes than like a strep throat. So these can be ongoing, except that people have long periods of doing much better in between. So really, again, it's looking at the individual.
And we have about, a minute and a half left here. What do you want people to take away? And I'll ask you each that. What do you want people to take away from this? I'll start with you, Lisa.
I think it's important to take care of yourself, to make sure that you're doing the right things that you know feel good for you, especially during this holiday season as we talk about the very sad things of depression and suicide, making sure that you're acknowledging within yourself where you're at and how you can improve if you recognize that you're feeling a little bit stressed.
What do you want people to take away?
I think I want people to take away the fact that there's help and there's hope. One of the phrases I like the most is that for people who hurt, there are people who care. And we at Centerstone would like to be those people who care.
Very good. Okay, we are going to take a break. We will come back. We'll wrap everything up. We also have some phone numbers we'll put up. We'll put up the phone numbers when we come back. Be back right after this.